Hey guys, this is a ongoing series of where my students are trying to play just basic Go as a means of finding out if they know how to do that, if they know what basic is. And this is part 2B. It's a lot of math. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's have a look. Three-stone game. He and I had just played a four-stone game where we laid out the definitions. And from move one or two, he was missing the idea. And as the game continued, just missing the idea. But through that four stone process, it clarified a lot and he did a lot better. Okay, so this is the three stone where he's doing better. Okay. And of course, there's lots of places to play. He plays here, comes in, and I'm throwing unusual moves at him to test him. It's really hard when someone plays, you have no idea. I've never seen that move before. What should I do? Got to figure it out. Okay. He gets out, which my guess is this is the best move. I might have felt better if he played here, but his move is faster. But both seem to, the point is to get out. This one gets out, but is it cut? And if so, how bad is that? So there's some questions there. But the way it goes, he's not cut. Okay. And of course, the other one, he's simply not cut. Assuming this, let's go all the way with this one. And then white might play, who knows, something like this. Who knows? But all is well. Okay. It's out. I go this way. Here. Fourth line to keep the pressure on black. On it, no reason not to. He cuts. As we discussed why he cut, it was just intuitive, which is great. Most of my moves are just intuitive. And I believe it's the right move. But he didn't have clarity as to why he was doing it. And we'll see why in a minute that that's a bit of a problem. Okay, so from here, let's have a look. Black's corner group getting out because it's not alive. This is my Sente, which I played. And then I play here. Okay, so just a second, bear with me. The reason for him to cut, knowing it's going to die, the idea is he's going to get compensation. Very important concept in Go. Compensation one, Atari, a free move, which is very helpful in getting out. Compensation number two, here, Atari, connect. All of a sudden, black is almost alive, very out, big difference in the result. But in the game, I got this one in Sente, so it's double Sente. I got it. And I got this one, so now he's back down to one eye. Okay. He comes out. Can I cut there? There's no cut, so he doesn't need to play this. If I try to cut, it's not Atari, but if he cuts, then I die. So he doesn't need to play this. So it should be somewhere else. But that's a misread, not a wrong thinking. If you think you're cut, save the cut. Saves, save. Okay. Here, the goal is to get the A group safe. Is it safe? Well, at this point, he has no eyes. I can't surround him, but I am on both sides of him. So it's kind of like he needs to help A, but not 100%. So this is 100% defense, 100% defense. He plays here, which I believe is quite reasonable. This makes white a lot weaker. Harder for me to attack black if I'm a lot weaker. I come up, which quite possibly he should have played. It's, again, a double sente, I think. Comes out, come out, chasing. Now he starts a counterattack. He says, I don't want white to have the left. So first, are we done in the present day fight? No, you need to get out. Well, let's get this in sente and then get out. White's weak, and black was weak. He's still weak, but he's now in the driver's seat, right? That's a pretty big difference. He gets it or I get it. That's a big difference. So he ignored when he shouldn't. Okay, next, he says, I don't want white to get the left. I have an awful lot of stones there, and it's kind of narrow. Let's look at this, for instance. Here, or even here, if we follow any Joseki, white's just over-concentrated. So I don't think the idea of fighting for the left is important. White has too many stones there. You want white to put more stones there, and then more stones there. Here, I just start with my sente, 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 come out. So we're seeing that A was not sente. What do you mean A's not sente? He's about to hurt and kill. Well, that's not entirely true, but I've been able to keep tempo on the main BC idea. Not sente. He thought this was sente. Now, to ignore this, I have to be willing to let the A group live separately for A and B to be separated. And I'm willing to have that happen because he has two weak groups. Now, these two weak groups are going to be a problem for him. Now, I've got some weak groups too. One could argue I have three. So I don't think it's game over or anything like that, but you don't want this complex, horrible game where you're trying to survive. No, just play strong. Once you play strong and you conquer 3-don, great. Now you're ready to start this sort of thing. This move, what is it doing? Oh, black's behind enemy line, so he's trying to like live or something. Get out, okay. Out, okay. Uh-oh. I need to get my group out. My 8 group was weaker than his, so I get out. Oh, and we stop there because he's cut at B, surrounded at C, the D group's dying. I mean, just black has tremendous trouble everywhere. So showing you this game, he did have a better idea, but he didn't succeed as well as I thought he may have. Since then, I offered him to, I said, you do a homework. If you do that, if you go to the trouble of doing the homework, we'll work on it. And he did. And he did, like, everything was different. These 2 games that I've shown you of his really helped him to see what was going on. And in the homework, he was like perfect. It was like awesome. I was so excited. Okay, I guess that's it. Hope it helped a little bit. Catch you later.